Lou is not here this evening. He had to go to New York for a death of the family.
Oh, right.
So, does anyone have any amendments to the agenda?
Yeah, it wasn't in the film. Yes, you did.
Okay, privilege of the floor on anything in the agenda. Okay, under old business, would someone like to make a motion we approve the minutes of the work sessions of January 9th and January 22nd, 2012, and the regular meeting of January 12th, 2012?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second. I had two minor comments that not comments, but just corrections that I gave already.
Okay. Thank you very much. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under new business, you'll see in your packet a request for a release of a irrevocable letter of credit. Dennis, are you familiar with this?
Yes.
Would you explain that to the board, Dennis?
Sure. Yeah, well, what you have, excuse me, before you is a request for the replacement of an existing letter of credit. The previous letter of credit was posted by the prior developer, if you will, of the project. And I apologize, I cannot see without my glasses, but I reviewed these in an earlier time. And
$60 an hour.
this helps immeasurably. And what you have is, again, on the Sunset Ridge project, the withdrawal of the PNC Bank and a letter of credit to be replaced by the new one, which is being posted by Arthur Price of Price Construction. They're taking over the project. Okay. I've reviewed the letters themselves, and the terminology is acceptable, and it's not a problem.
So you reviewed the new letter. How much is the new letter of credit for? Or is it just to replace this one because of the different bank?
The different bank and different principal.
Same amount, right?
Same amount, right, yeah. The amounts are the same. The provisions are acceptable, and it's just a replacement. Obviously, the initial depositing or posting party needs to have its letter of credit returned so it can be canceled.
I understand. What is a standby letter of credit? I'm not familiar with that term. I got an irrevocable standby letter of credit.
Right. I'm looking at the minutes here. Request for release of irrevocable standby letter of credit for some sort. Yeah, I don't. A standby would imply it's the second position. If you have, that's what's being replaced. I'm unaware of that.
No, they want us to. Oh yeah, issue to the town of Goshen its revocable standby letter of credit.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I'm guessing somebody used a term of art which really doesn't apply. Yeah. But in any event, that is the particular letter of credit which you are releasing. So it's not an issue. But yeah, I couldn't tell you what a standby letter of credit is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Somebody help me. Where is Sunset Ridge? On Sutton Lane.
Anybody know I'm not familiar with this? I was just going to ask you, where's Sutton Lane? But I think it's much just your name of one subdivision.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Okay.
You know, it's so old, I don't remember either. I can get the file if you'd like.
No, that's okay. I mean,
Yeah, out of curiosity, it might be interesting to know.
well,
Yeah, I'll get the file. We can review it.
Oh, it's by Owens Road, on the way to where? Yeah, right.
Oh, Sunset is on the left-hand side. Right, there's about, I'd say, 3, 4, 5 houses up there.
You cross over the Menacing Trail, and you go down about a mile, and it's on the left.
Sits up on the hill. It's a straight shot road.
yeah, I'm with you. Okay, we'd still like to make a motion regarding this request.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Just for the discussion.
Yeah, any
So
discussion?
we do have the new filed letter of credit.
Yes.
And what bank is that
PNC.
drawn on? It's drawn on PNC.
I think that was drawn on Providence.
Let's go.
I think
The new one is from
Providence. You
Providence.
guys should have
Okay.
everything.
I'm looking at it. I apologize. Correct. PNC is the existing.
Right.
The irrevocable letter, the new one is from Providence, Montebello, New York.
Okay.
Okay. Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call vote, please, on this?
Councilman Campbell,
Aye.
Councilman Lyons,
Aye.
Supervisor Bloomfield.
Aye.
Councilman Nebo.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Now can I have my glasses back?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just settling in.
You may want to just look at that standby thing, Dennis, just to make sure.
In the future, yeah.
Because that's the thing they want released.
That's right, because it makes it, does a good check.
Which means what we have on file is a standby.
It's a standby, yeah. Yeah,
So maybe, you know.
I'm even looking for the language in it.
Now, Val, where did that?
Dennis has the complete copy.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking at now, yeah.
Okay.
Like, you see what these?
No, I can pick up the terminology. I can't even
Also,
find it.
there, you have the original that doesn't say standby, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think, that's what I'm saying. I see no word standby
I think
referred to in
this
any of the
attorney or
documents.
somebody got something
I
mixed
don't know
up.
where that comes from.
Do you remember where you got it from, Val? When you wrote this off a document?
No.
This was a letter from Sutton. Sutton was the original owner of the first.
No, but I mean in
Letter
terms
credit.
of the,
Yeah,
when you put this in here, did you read that off of a document?
Yeah, in their preamble of the
There-
letter,
right.
they refer to it as a
I
standby.
forgot.
Yeah, that was posted in 2004.
Okay,
It was
okay.
all the way back to 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
And I'm guessing your
I think
counsel
I
at that
just
time
took
would have
it-
reviewed it and found it
I took
acceptable.
it by what was on here.
Okay, very good.
Not my
All right.
job, right, Dennis?
The
I wasn't
He made
here.
Crystal clear that he was not the attorney.
I wasn't here.
The next item, would someone like to make a motion to authorize the supervisor to pay check on February 9th, 2012, amounting to $156,008.05.
So moved. Second?
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we're open for approval to the floor and anything anybody would like to talk about.
It's a short agenda, that's for sure.
I just want to recognize Son Fauci's here today. Son, do you have anything to say, or just you're listening this evening?
Oh, just listening.
Okay.
It's going
Good.
well down at the department.
Well,
good.
Our meeting.
Perfect.
Good to see you.
Excellent. In that regard, I have a question. Has there been any
Have the mic?
change? I think the mic can hear me from here. Has there been any change in the quote crime wave unquote of recent days? Is it ongoing? Has it stopped? Has there been any additional information for the community? Good question. Maybe Sergeant Faust could answer this?
Sure.
He's probably in mind.
I know they made a couple of arrests on the
Yeah.
mailboxes.
Yeah.
Well, in January, the burglaries and larcenies have seemed to have come to an end. I think the great awareness of the public, they've been calling on every suspicious vehicle and everything else, so I think the public's doing a much better job on that. And I think the burglaries, they definitely have moved on to bigger and better places at this time. So the burglars and larcenies seem to come to an end in January. We just had the couple in the beginning of January, but for the last few weeks we haven't seen any of them. Other crime though, for January has been it was a very busy month, January and the beginning of February, but they weren't mostly crimes that they weren't burglaries or larcenies, just a plethora of other things.
Good. Thank
Now,
you.
I thought it was really noteworthy, Sergeant Faust, you and your organization, when you stopped the car of teenagers and that were bashing in mailboxes. Can you explain a little bit about that and what was the disposition of that case?
Well, the disposition of the case, all the subjects they have just been arraigned, and there's no disposition at this time. It'll probably be going on for a few months to come to a resolution on that.
Okay.
They were all charged with, due to the dollar amount, each one of the crimes were misdemeanors, so which is a little, less serious than felonies. So everything should be resolved in the local court, and it won't be in the county court.
Good. Well, I appreciate that because when someone, I remember that we had a family member who had a mailbox which was beat in with a stick or something, and how angry. It was my or other was about that, because they had to go out and get another one, put it on and all that. And it's a nuisance kind of thing when people do that. And so probably put an end to that one.
At one time, I think that involved a federal offense of some sort, tampering with the mailboxes, wasn't it? I mean, was it more serious crime before, or I just remember that could fall under a very serious umbrella.
It could fall under a federal offense with the postmaster, but
Right.
usually it's just considered a criminal mischief and handled by the local organizations.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Okay.
Could we also have a follow-up on the status of the pre-val?
It's going to be on
Well, now
next
we
work
know
session.
it's
That's
not
good,
you.
thank you, sir.
Next work session.
Thank you, Alan.
We were going to have a meeting this week with the consultant, and he didn't make it to the town hall, so he'll be here next week, and we'll...
Is it still on schedule, or is it falling behind?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
As far as we know, and that's why, I talked to the assessor today, and she said she should finish it here very shortly. And at the next meeting, she will then build off of that with her schedule for remaining. So that's all I know. Because she said, could she postpone until the next work session because this fellow didn't come in. You got it?
And the now that the IMA is in place, has that caused any movement of any projects? Is there any forward movement of stuff before the planning board or before this board as a result of the IMA now being in place?
By expanding the water and sewer districts? Well, that's in the process. I mean, we got permission now. I got a letter of authorization from the mayor authorizing us to expand the Hamiltonian Park sewer district by 75 homes. And now we're working with the applicant to do that. It's going to be on the agenda tonight, but it wasn't ready.
I was thinking more in terms of the projects that had kind of been backed up behind the New York Farms issue. There are a number of developments that are churning their way through the process that are also planning on hooking up to the village, and they've kind of been,
Well, I know one
somewhat
was kind of
retarded
talking
by
about
the-
it, but they're a long way from long way. I mean, it would be really premature. It would be just guesstimates.
Yeah, we have nothing official requested.
No, I don't have a piece of paper from anybody that says that.
and there haven't been any other projects that have come forward since then.
No.
Not to this point.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion that we adjourn the meeting to go into executive session with the intent not to return to talk about the status of CSEA negotiations and tax review, certiorari review update.
Litigation.
So move. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah, that's the
Well, you know, fast.